Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the customer order. And so the customer orders in LS Retail, in LS Nav, allow you to create orders when you do not have stock, when you do not have any inventory in your stock. So, for example, you make the order from one store, but you don't have the inventory in that store, and you want to source from other stores or even your warehouse to transfer the order to your store for the customer to pick up. Or you can ask the customer, if you find other stores or warehouse has the inventory, then you can ask the customer to pick up all the items to be shipped from the other store or warehouse. Or even like you don't have inventory in any of your stores or warehouse, you can outsource from your vendor for the orders, but you can take the order from the customers first. Okay, and a typical process of customer order is the click and collect. So you can use the click and collect with the integration from your e-commerce website. So the customer place the order from your e-commerce website, and then they check the availability from the website to see which store has the inventory. Then they select to collect the order from that store, or they select for the order to be shipped to their home address, to their address. So in this demo, I want to show you because if you have an e-commerce website and then you can place the order from the website. But if you don't have an e-commerce website, you want to go through this process in your LS Nav or LS Central, then how you can simulate placing the order for click and collect. So first, I will talk about the click and collect process. So this process showed you how the order is created and if the order collection passed the deadline and what's gonna happen. Okay, so it starts from the customer enters the order. Let's say the order can be entered from an e-commerce website or from a mobile app. Or the order can be entered from a POS by the cashiers. Okay, so the customer place the order, and then they select a store. They can collect the products, and then they confirm the customer order. And after the order is created, and then a retail message will show up on the POS, and it will say on the retail message there's an order waiting for pick, and you can read that retail message and process that retail message on your POS. And then the store staff, they pick the order and confirms the pick. So when they pick the order, they can print a pick slip, and then they can after they print the pick slip, they put the pick slip together with the order, and they assign a location or a bin number at the store. Like later they can pick they can collect the products from. So, and after they pick the order, an email notification, an email confirmation will be sent to the customer and tell the customer the order is ready for pickup at the store. So in the email confirmation, there's a QR code. So when the customer bring the email confirmation to the store, they can just ask the store staff to scan the QR code to bring up the order. Or if they're a member of the they're a member in the system, in your LS Nav or LS Central system, then they can scan their membership card, or they can provide you the member information, member contact information. Then you can search that member in your system to bring up the customer order on the POS. Okay, and so after the customer receive this order confirmation email generated by the Omni server, then they will read the email, then they will go to the store to collect the order. Let's say in your customer order setup, there's a number of hours for the deadline for the customer to collect the order. If the customer didn't collect the order within that deadline, then the customer order will automatically go to your put back list. And the store staff So after the store staff will read the retail message from the putback list, and then they will, so the retail message will show up on the putback list, and the store staff will read that retail message, process that retail message. Then they will go to the putback list and scan the barcode in the putback. There's a, so when they put the order for collect, there's a barcode from the pick list, right? And also they can scan this on the putback, on the package of that item, of the product. And after they scan the barcode, then they put back the items to the store inventory, put it back. Okay, so that's the whole process for how order is created, and how, if the collection deadline has passed, and what's going to happen. And let's say, so my next slide is like how the order is collected. So if you have an integration with your e-commerce website, and so also the customer placed the order, and so then the customer need to collect the order at the store. Okay, so the collection process starts from the customer collects the order at store. And how they would like to collect the order at store, so they can ask the store staff to scan their QR code on the order confirmation email, or they can use their membership card or provide their member information for the store staff to bring up their customer order. Okay, so if they scan the QR code from the order confirmation, then this will bring up the order, and then they will say, if the customer, let's say they placed the order from the e-commerce website, and there are only a certain number of items on their customer order. But what if the customer, when the customer goes to the store and they want to add additional items? So there's a question mark. If they want to add additional item, then you have to decide how you process it, how you process this integration with your e-commerce site. Okay, so if your e-commerce site take the payment upfront, take the prepayment upfront, then you have to decide if it's a you can ask, so you have to decide if you allow the customer to add additional items to their existing customer order or not. So so add items, if they do not, okay, so if they want to add items, then then you have to bring up another POS transaction after you finish this current customer order. Okay, you have to make that decision. And if they want to add items, if they don't want to add items, then they just come to the payment part. If online from the e-commerce website, it's only a pre-authorization without a completion, so you just put the payment found on hold from the customer credit card, but it's not charging the credit card. So you have to decide if it's a pre-auth. If it's pre-auth, then you have to do a pre-auth completion. And if it's a prepaid, if it's already prepaid online, the customer already charged from the e-commerce site, then you can the order is collected. They just finalize that order and let the customer collect the order. If it's not prepaid online, then you can go through the pre-auth completion to see if there's an authorization available to verify that. If there's a token for the payment, then you can complete the pre-authorization. And then, or you can just finalize the payment. If the customer didn't prepay the order, then you can finalize the payment on the POS. Then the customer can collect the order. So this part is like if the customer use their member card, then you have member information. Then you scan the member card or search the member information to find the customer order. And then the other process is the same. So you have to go through that process. So that's about the integration with your e-commerce website regarding the payment is prepaid or pre-auth or it's not collected yet. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through a demo to simulate you have two stores, but you do not use I do not use the e-commerce website. I'm just gonna use the stores to simulate the order. Okay. So in this Kronos demo company, and I have a store which is the web store. You could see on the web store I set up the sourcing location, and this sourcing location is another store as 0001. Okay, and I enabled will ship the order, and the orders can be collected for this store. So which means if you order from the web store and you don't have anything in inventory, then you can select to collect from this store as 0001, and the order can be shipped from this store or can be collected at this store. So, and you have to enable the click and collect from this web store. Okay, and for this store location is as 0013. For the other location as 001, you have to enable the click and collect on the store card as well. And then there are some settings on this store card. Then you can see. So you have, if you can allow transfer order, then you can enable in transit code. Okay, and so we can go to the customer order. Then you can see customer order setup. Then you can see there's some setup here. You have some setup here. So the order number series, and you can schedule a job. If it's you want to ship from the customer order, then you can have a job generated to create a sales order from the customer order. And then you can put the hours to collect. This is the deadline for the orders to be collected. Then you can put a fixed time of the day for the order to be collected. And then you can use the retail message. Okay, and the action codes is how you want to run. If you want to run the customer order, or you want to run sample retail message report. So when the retail message is processed. Okay, so that's the setup. And let's go back to the store card. On the store card, except for this setup for the click and collect, and you have an Omni tab. So under the Omni tab, then you can enable if it's a web order, and the web store POS, and web store staff ID, and web store customer number. All these parameters, you can enable these. Okay, and now also you can allow the prepayment for the order. And so after you enabled everything in those setup, then you can go to your retail users. Let's see which POS I'm running. So super. So I'm running. So this store, web store, is this store, and I need to use this POS. Okay, so then I can run my POS client. So when I run my POS client, and I can place the order, and if I do not have one of the item in inventory, I can mark that item as the customer order. Okay, so let's log into the POS first. So I can log into the POS with my staff ID 1301, which is the one I defined on the store card for the web store. That's the staff ID for the web store. That because we are generating the click and collect order from SNAP itself, not from the website. Okay, so then after I log into my POS, I know there's one item here. This 10020 is the one I have inventory in the store as 0001, but I do not have inventory in the store. And you can add some other items as well. Okay, let's say you can add a bicycle here. Okay, so let's say you have inventory for the bicycle, but you don't have the inventory for this milk, and you want to mark this milk as a customer order, and then you can click on total. Okay, then after you click on total, it provides you the option for the sourcing location. You have 3 locations, so you can collect as this store Crown Supermarket South. That's the store as 0001. That's your sourcing location. Or you can select to ship from this Crown Supermarket South from the store as 001. Okay, so that's just, we're gonna simulate all these scenarios. So first, let's simulate. We're gonna collect at this store. Click on OK. Okay, and when you collect, so let's say we are simulating you place an order from the e-commerce site. So let's say when you place the order on the e-commerce site, you just use a guest. You didn't register your information. You didn't sign up. Then just to confirm the order, click on total. So this simulate, I'm not using a member, but I'm just using a guest to place the order. So then I have to click on this total. It seems like it's frozen. Okay, so if it's frozen, then I'm gonna just avoid the transaction. Oh, let me disconnect this RDP session, then reconnect. So sometimes this RDP session is having some issue. Okay, so this amount come up. Then click on OK. Oh, it shouldn't. Yeah, it did that. Okay, so it did that. Then we should have an order generated. Let's place another order. So this time, just to make it simple, I just want to this item is not available from this web store, and I just want to mark this as a customer order. And this time, I want it to be shipped. When it needs to be shipped, you must to give it an address. Okay, so it's frozen again. So let me disconnect and reconnect. It just it's just my VPN connection. It's intermittent, so that's why sometimes this RDP session is frozen. Okay, so when you select ship this order, and this window comes up, then you have to. So it's easier if you select a member which already have the ship information, so I don't need to fill in. So then I just select this member. Okay, so then you have all the shipping information filled in. Otherwise, it will not allow you to select ship, because when you select ship, you have to fill in the address information and confirm the order. And it asks you to put in the shipping cost. Then click on OK. Okay, and then you can cash out. Okay, so finalize this transaction. So after I did this, I can log off from this POS. Okay, and then let's check our retail messages, because we just placed the 2 orders from today. And when we check our retail message, we should have something from today. And if we sort by the date and time created, then you see today's date, October the 19th, 2020. So we have these 2 orders created for today, and they're ready for picking. Okay, and if you go to your customer orders, then you could see in the customer orders, if you sort by the document date and time, so this is today's date, October 19th, 2020. Then you see this is the first order I placed, simulating I placed a order from the e-commerce site, but I log into the e-commerce site as a guest, and so there's no member information. And the second customer order, so as simulating, I placed order from the e-commerce site, but I wanted to be shipped to the address, so I have to put in the address information, and I was using a member to place this order. So you could see the check mark here. Click and collect both have the check mark. Okay, and if you open this click and customer order, then you can see the store. Okay, so order is at location store S001, and this store S013 is my web store. It's my web store. Okay, and this is that supermarket south. So how to process these customer orders on the POS? So let's first change my retail user store location and the POS to S001, and to the POS terminal at S001. Okay, and then we can open our POS at store that POS 001 at the store S001. Okay, so let's go to our POS and run this. So when you open your POS, then there are 2 places you can go. You can go to your retail message to see it's kind of giving you an alert which orders you need to pay attention to, to collect, to pick, to put back. Okay, so you can go there, or you can go to the customer order directly to see a list of the customer order waiting for your process. Okay, so let's use this Staff ID 101. So if I go to the retail message, I can see, so these 2 orders are placed from today. Okay, I can read the message and process the message from here. Or I can go to my customer order. I can go to operations, customer orders, and I can see from here. So the first is ready to pick. So you could see the first order is just the customer will come to the store to collect. And the second order, you see you have a truck here, which says ship order. It's the order will be shipped to the customer address. Okay, so let's pick the first one first. Okay, you click on pick, and then this is the order, customer order number on the top. Then this is the status to pick. So you can print your pick slip, and then you can mark this item and confirm the pick. And when you do that, and it will ask you a location for later for you to collect. So you put it for A1, and then you just process that pick. Okay, and then you go to your slip here. This is the virtual printer. So when you go to here, then you see the picking list, right? And remember, we put it to the bin number A1. You could see collect location is at A1. This is your collect list, and you have a QR code here. Okay, so when you collect, you can scan this barcode. The customer will receive an email notification in their emails with a QR code as this as well. Okay, well, after you pick the item, when it's ready to collect. Okay, let's go back to our customer order, and so let's finish the first order. Okay, let's say if the customer goes to the store, and you can check the customer order from here, from ready to collect. Okay, and when the customer comes to the store, you can check the order from ready to collect, and then select the order. Or you can scan the customer's QR code. Or if the customer is a member, then you can use their member card. So I know this customer, so I can scan their member card instead of go to this. Okay, so customer, and so select customer, and so all the customer can provide you information, right? So then you can say this is Jesse. Oh, it doesn't have this information. Jesse 1. Okay, Jesse 1. Okay, so this customer list does not have this information here, and so then we can try to it doesn't. Okay, so somehow this customer does not exist, but we can use the member contact. So this is a member. I want to scan the member card. If I remember correctly, that customer is using this member card. Okay, Jesse 1. Yeah. But you can scan the member card, and you can search the customer from the member contact. So that member is not a customer. It's just it's a member. Okay, so that's a difference between customer and member. That's why we don't see it from the customer list. You only create it as a member. It's not created as a nav customer. So you can do it this way. But then so you bring this customer information here. Then you can check if there's any customer order. So customer order. So then it just found, oh, this is the customer. Okay, so to collect. Okay, so this is the customer information. You bring up the customer information, and then we're trying to find the customer order for this customer. And customer order, let's see, to collect. This is only, okay, so actually the order, it didn't show up. They didn't have the item show up somehow. And customer, oh, okay, so that's do it the other way. So look up. Okay, so that's why this information, why this transaction. And so if you want to scan the customer card, you still have to go to the customer order. Okay, So when you go to the customer order, you have to find the order. When you find the order, you can find by all this information. So I wasn't at the right place. So 10026, okay? So this is the customer. And you see this customer have all these orders and ready for picking. So this is a still customer order ready for picking. And where is the other order? So we have a collect order and we haven't processed, but it seems like it's already been processed. Okay, never mind. So then, so this is the customer order for this customer, which is for shipping. Then if you just select this order, if this is the order, like, so this one is ready for picking. We haven't processed the picking yet, right? But we can check the order from there. And then let's say we process this second order is the other order has been, because it's still here. Collect. Okay, so it's some cash there, and it didn't show up from that screen. Okay, so when we scan that customer, oh, that's member. Okay, so why it didn't show up? Because the first order is not placed by a member, so that's why we didn't see that member information. It's just a guest. And the second order we placed for that member, Jesse Wang. Yeah, okay, so that's why if we search Jesse Wang, you only see one customer order for the shipping order. You don't see this collect order. That's a problem, okay? So for this collect order, and because this customer is not a member, so the only way for this customer to bring up the order is like you can find from the to collect list, and then ask them to show their email confirmation for the QR code, for the order number and the QR code. Or you can scan the QR code from their email confirmation, because this customer is not a member, okay? Then we found this order, and then we select, so we select from collect, and then we mark it and collect this order, okay? Then we bring up this order on the POS. At this point, as I mentioned for the workflow, if it's an e-commerce order, then you can add additional items to this order. But then it will increase the complexity for the payment, because if you already charge the payment online, and how you want to charge the additional payment for this additional item, that's a problem. And if you pre-auth the payment online and you need to complete the payment, and if your payment processor allow you to complete the payment with additional amount added to the pre-authorization. That's another issue, right? So let's say we do not want to add additional items. We just want to finalize this transaction, okay? Then you just click on the total. It will show you 0, right? So if you want to pay by cash, it will show you 0 because it's already prepaid from the online, from the e-commerce store. Click on OK, then it will post this transaction, okay? And for the other order, for the one you want to ship from the store, so you can go from here and to pick this order, and the same thing, you can print the pick list and mark and confirm. Then it give you this information. Please prepare this order for shipment to the customer. Then it will print the shipping document for you, okay? So then you see it's printing the shipment order. Now we can take a look how the shipment order looks like after this is done, okay? Okay, so just call it shipment order. That's all right. Replace that. So it just if I go to my desktop, then I can see there's a shipment order here, okay? So this is how it looks like. This is the address, and this is the item that you placed the order. Okay, so this is the process how you process click and collect orders by simulating from your POS. And now if you go to a customer order, you can see I don't have that. I don't have today's customer order anymore. Those 2 orders are already processed or gone from this customer order list, right? Okay, because the October 19th, those 2 orders are gone. Okay, thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.